What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a bit of a different video today, as obviously you've all read the title. F1 Ultimate Career is now over, and that is the end of we've reached that point now. We've reached the end of the series. 100 videos in total, so 3 F2 races, 96 F1 races, and that one pre-season video I did at the start of season 3 that I never carried on because I knew that once we hit that one video, then we'll reach 100 videos for the playlist, and I wanted that nice round number on there. But yeah, so the series is complete, and to start things off, I think it goes without saying that I've got to thank you guys so much for all of your support in the series. I appreciate it so much. Honestly, it goes a lot further than it may appear on camera, and I wish there was something more I could do to sort of show gratitude other than just to keep on making this sort of content we've been making the last month or so, because it's been a blast. It's been thoroughly enjoyable, and honestly, I think really for me personally, I needed a series like this, because those of you who were around sort of the midway through 2024 to the end of 2024, I YouTube wise was not in a good place. F1 24 came out in end of May, early June, but I think we can all agree it wasn't there. It wasn't where it was meant to be content wise. So as a result, I was just sort of sat here not really wanting to make videos per se, and not enjoying myself on YouTube at all. I mean, I think over the course of last year, I made I want to say 20 videos, I think, over the course of the entire year, so that's the whole calendar year, and it was not ideal. That's not what we wanted to happen in terms of content. So to have come back this year from January 1st and said to ourselves, right, this is it, I'm going to create content like no tomorrow. And in terms of my account, because I counted this up too, this is the most videos that I've ever done in a calendar year. I think the most I've done previously was 103. That was back in 2021, so the first year that I was sort of making content on the side, as well as I was still in education. I was still in college at that point. So at this point, I'm now a year out of college. So I work, and my focus mainly outside of the work is to make these videos. So I really needed a series like this to sort of have something just to sort of keep going at. And honestly, it couldn't have gone as well as it did go without the support. Honestly, I appreciate all the comments that you guys leave on the videos, and just obviously everything, obviously liking the videos, subscribing. We hit 2,000 subscribers this year. I was absolutely so pleased with that. We hit that, I think, pretty much the day F1 25 came out, I want to say, when it came out for early access. We hit it around that sort of time, and at that point I also got accepted into the YouTube partner program, so I mean, the option is there to do things like memberships, that sort of thing. And honestly, I've thought about it, and I think as of right now, given because the upload schedule for me personally, the way I see it, I think I've always been a little bit inconsistent. I can never sort of promise that I'll get like a new video out every day or every 2 days. I sort of just take it as I go, and if there is a point where I can make videos daily, then I'll make videos daily. If I can only do it every other day, then I'll do every other day. Hell, if there's a point I can only do it once a week, then I'll do it once a week. But yeah, I mean, I've considered doing stuff like that, and it's just never really, I don't know, it hasn't really spoke to me in that sort of sense in terms of doing that, because I don't think there's been much to offer in that sense. So and for the most part, obviously for years I've sat here and making content free for you guys, because I enjoy it. It's fun to make. I hope you guys obviously have fun watching it. I hope you enjoy the sort of story we've built, the journey we've gone on over the course of Ultimate Career. And I don't want to talk a bit more on that journey as a whole, obviously starting from F2 and doing those segments in 2019 with Carlin, and then obviously making the switch to AlphaTauri for season 1. Enjoyed season 1. It was good to go back to F1 2020. F1 2021, I think I enjoyed the most out of all of the games, despite the results not being up to where they were. But obviously I started on F1 2021 content wise. That was the first game that I did content for, and it felt nice to sort of go back with much better equipment, much better setup, and go back and do that again. So that was enjoyable. F1 22, obviously we won the championship with Mercedes. F1 23, things weren't as successful on that front. Of course, we had a few retirements here and there. Same sort of thing as season 2, but we still managed to come back, win 3 races, which I was quite pleased with towards the end of the campaign. Season 5 went to McLaren, won the title. Season 6 went to Ferrari, won the title. In terms of season 6, because I do want to talk about season 6 a little bit, because obviously those of you who were there since sort of early on in the series will notice that we sort of got through about a season a month, pretty much. And it was more or less January was F2 plus 2020 plus 2020. 2021 was February, 2022 was March, 2023 was April, 2024 was May, that sort of thing. I didn't mean for it to go like that, it just sort of transpired that way. But going on to F1 25, it took a month and a half, or just over a month and a half, to finish Season 6. And that's just 16 rounds, so it's not much. It's something I should have got through that. I should have got through that faster, and I apologise for not being as on it as I have been in recent months in terms of making videos. And I want to get back on it now, and truthfully, there are points in Season 6 where I was thinking, should I have done a Season 6? Should I have just sort of carried on and gone into F1 25, done something fresh? But now it's finished, I'm pleased that we did, because that was because F1 25, the last season of Ultimate Career, was a great season. It was thoroughly enjoyable. Obviously driving Ferrari and facing off against like the rookies, for example, seeing Norris and Piastri back at McLaren again. McLaren weren't much of a threat over the course of the campaign. They came alive towards the end. Verstappen was our main challenger, but then there were time at Kota, the poor races, Singapore, Monza. He fell off, which is unfortunate, because I would have liked it to go to like a grand finale in Abu Dhabi, but we managed to steal the title at a race early, so I was pleased with that. In terms of stats, because I did work this out, and I saw somebody requesting these statistics in one of the comments sections in one of the last videos, and I've got the stats in front of me on my screen here. I'll bring them up on screen for you guys now. So obviously we won 3 championships, won the Drivers and the Constructors Championships 3 times each, 2022, 2024, 2025 for the Drivers' Championship. Constructors we won 2023, 24, 25, so 3 years in a row on that front. We scored 12 pole positions. Qualifying was never really a strong suit. We had some half-decent qualifying, we had some really poor ones at times. We started last a fair few times. But 12 poles, those sort of came towards the second half of the series. We scored 1,320 points, which I think for 96 races isn't bad at all, given we spent the majority of that in race-winning machinery. 22 wins, so we won just under around a quarter of the races we took part in F1. 46 podium finishes, so we podium about half of the, or just under half of the races. In terms of averages, average finish 5.5, average grid start 6.7, 6.17, which isn't too bad. I calculated those from the average. So these stats are all coming from the screenshots that you get in the driver details from career mode. So I'm taking it off of those. 11,069 miles driven, 27 fastest laps, 3,221 laps driven. Obviously, teams joined 5, so 5 teams: AlphaTauri, Red Bull, Mercedes for 2 years, McLaren, then Ferrari. So that's it then. In terms of stats, that is F1 25, or F1 Ultimate Career, sorry, all the way through in a nutshell. And obviously, the stats don't tell the full story. I think if you want the full story, you'd have to go back and binge all 100 videos, which I strongly advise. You know what? Nah, if you want to watch all 100, go ahead and watch all 100. I won't stop you. But yeah, I like watch time. But yeah, I mean, Ultimate Career was, I don't want to say a journey, because it is just, in the grand scheme of things, I'm just sat here playing the F1 game, driving on a screen. But in terms of what lies ahead for the channel from here, because obviously F1 Ultimate Career has taken up the last 6.5 months, just under 7 months, let's say. I mean, one thing I do want to say about Ultimate Career is that the idea of it, I've been sort of tinkering with it since September of last year, sort of time. I'll put up a concept thumbnail, or not a thumbnail, but I always try and make like some sort of piece, some sort of picture to look at when I think of a concept for a series. So I'll put it up on the screen here. It's just a little collage of screenshots from promotional stuff from 2022 or 2024, I think it was at the time, because originally I was only meant to do 5 seasons, but I did 6 in the end because the demand for F1 25 was so high. So I'm pleased I did that. So that was the concept of the series. I mean, this sort of thing has been done before. Most notably by Hayden Gullis, who did F1 Rags to Riches. And back in the day, he went from 2010 to 2014, and then I think in recent years he tries to do it again on Twitch, when he's streaming in general. But I think he's off that for now. So the idea sort of came from that. I've always wanted to do something like that, and I liked the idea of sort of going through the season, seeing the grid evolve. That was sort of the selling point of the series, if you will. But obviously, it's time now to move on to something new, and you're going to start seeing this face a lot more often, because I have bought some things recently. I've upgraded my setup a fair bit over the course of the entire series. What was a 2-month setup at the end of when the first season is now a 3-month setup. So I've got that there. I've got my light up there in the corner, which I'm now using just to the right of the camera. The camera I've had it for a few years now, but it still works all the same. I've done a test run of this whole concept, and it works just fine for that sort of thing. The mic is new. Elgato Wave DX. I'm trying not to sort of flex too hard, but I am very pleased in terms of the new stuff. It's on an arm as opposed to the Blue Snowballs mic that I previously brought a Stream Deck as well, which I'm quite pleased with. You can't see it, but it's just here next to me on the right down here. And yeah, I mean, so you're going to start seeing this sort of stuff being used a lot more often because I'm making a switch in terms of how I make videos. Because those of you who've been here for a long time will know at this stage that it's mostly been just, I'll record a video, I'll record the race, I'll cut it up into about 20-25 minutes, and then I'll voice over it afterwards, and that'll be that. Obviously, I'll splice in clips from the replay as well to sort of make it a bit more entertaining, a bit more stuff going on screen, so it's not just me driving for the whole time to get a bit more angle in different places. But from here on, I want to start doing live commentary in these videos, sort of how I'm doing it here. Of course, I've done it here and there. I've done one-off commentary, or rather, I've done one-off videos. I've done live commentary, like the F1 Race Stars video. I want to try and do, I've always said to myself, I want to try and do more one-off content, but I can never sort of, I'm not really an idea sort of person in terms of this sort of thing. I sort of, that's why career mode works so nicely, because I can just sit down and record a race and have that ready to go for an upload, more or less. So I've always liked that. I mean, if there is anything you guys want to see me do in terms of a one-off, then by all means comment and let me know, because I'd love to know what you guys want to see me actually try and do, because obviously we're all here to have fun. That's the key thing, I think, in terms of making these videos, and obviously for you guys watching them for that sort of enjoyment as well. So that's the game plan, but it's still gonna be the same thing. We're still gonna do career mode. It'll still be the exact same sort of concept, but yeah, I'll be doing live commentary now. You have my face cam up in a sort of a gap where there's nothing in the way. It's not in the way of anything on the UI in game. So that'll be there. I've done a test run of this, and I was quite pleased how it turned out. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll be looking at so it'll be driver career again. I did consider doing my team, but I think overall my team have never really spoken to me in terms of creating your own team, especially now, given that we're having to do it between two drivers. You can't drive yourself in my team anymore. So focus will remain on driver career. We'll stick to what we know, what I like doing in that sense. And I hope you guys enjoy watching. We'll be doing an F2 start. I'll say until we're doing as we did in Ultimate Career. We'll do 3 races, so 3 Grand Prix. We'll do the full weekend this time. So we'll do the sprint and the feature. And in terms of team and driver academy, I know in my head where I'm going for that. I don't know which team I'm starting with, which driver academy I'm using, but I won't reveal that here. We'll wait for the first video to come out. So the first video will be coming in in the next few days or so. So keep an eye peeled for that, because obviously Ultimate Career is done. We need to be new now on the channel, and yeah, hopefully it should be it should be as enjoyable, if not more enjoyable, than Ultimate Career was. But yeah, I mean, in terms of actual talking, that's more or less what I've got. But in terms of people I have to acknowledge, in terms of who have helped me, especially over the last year and a half or so, in particular. So obviously everyone in the RDL on Monday nights, we keep putting together that league there, fantastically run by JB and obviously all the stewards there. And it'd be nice this season if someone could try and catch Grumio. That'd be appreciated. So any driver watching this, then you know the job. Monaco is the next race. That'll be on the 28th. So that's our second full-length Grand Prix. So highly recommend tuning in for that. And obviously big thanks to my co-commentators over time. Pope did a few races. Dan did a race in Singapore last season. That's good. Red J, looking forward to seeing him in the commentary box some more over the course of the next few races. Hopefully we'll get him in for Monaco, because I know he wants to do that one in particular. Obviously, thanks to the drivers for coming along every week and putting that together, actually putting on a good show for us each week. And obviously, looking over at the live streaming side, I will get back into streaming at some point, so I'll get on that, and I'll post updates on that when I actually get something figured out. But Creator Series, I want to get back into Creator Series at some point. Obviously, thank you to those guys over the since 2024 for sort of welcoming me into that fold and making me feel welcome in that Discord server. So much appreciated on that front. Obviously, the F2 racing last year was fantastic. I'd love to get back into the F1 side of it and maybe reserve a few races here and there. If you guys want to see me do that, then I'll figure something out. I'll find a race that'll work for me. But it's mostly mystery Grand Prix in nowadays. So I have to see in terms of. I mean, I know my luck. We'll get slapped like a Monaco or a Baku or something, a street circuit that I'll struggle with. But yeah, it'll be fun. That's the whole point of this sort of thing. We're having fun, as I keep on saying. But yeah, obviously, thank you to those around me who have sort of always held their time for me. And if I want to ask them something or talk to them, people will always let me. And so obviously, anyone who's watching, you know who you are. Thank you so much for all your help and support. I thoroughly appreciate it. And I mean, yeah, and obviously above all else, thank you to all of you for watching this series. Whether this is your first time here, whether you showed up for those last 2 rounds, or whether you've been here since the first season, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the support you've put on the series. It means the absolute world. As I said at the start of the video, it goes a lot further than it might come across on camera, and it's what motivates me to keep on making these videos. I've tried to be as disciplined as possible for you guys in terms of making this content and just putting it out on a regular basis. There have been points where I've been posting daily, and points like Season 6 where I wasn't posting. I'd get about a video out a week if I was capable of doing that. I mean, I wasn't as on it for F1 25 as I should have been. So we're gonna make up that the new series. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And yeah, I mean, it's been a ride from the state where I sort of left the channel in towards the end of last year. From there, it's been nothing but uphill, and I'm so pleased about that. And I mean, I don't like to toot my horn, but I feel like I've done a fairly good job in terms of videos this year. Obviously, there's always things to do better on, so we'll always look for improvements. But like I say, we'll start seeing this sort of content, me talking a bit more often while I'm driving. So the commentary might not be as shouting, as exciting as it has been in previously, but we'll try and strike a nice balance to try and keep ourselves as entertaining as possible in that respect. Try and keep it as light-hearted, as enjoyable as we can while I'm behind the wheel. The wheel's out of here right now, but the wheelbase is below me. But yeah, that's more or less all that needs to be said. So obviously, as I say, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to get subscribed. We hit 2,000 subscribers back in the end of May. So again, huge props to you guys for that, and I hope to try and hit more milestones between now and the end of the year. And yeah, I mean, that is more or less all that needs to be said. So thank you guys so much for watching as always. So make sure to subscribe. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon when the new series gets underway. Take care, guys. Goodbye.